Just before we start, Eddie will address the group first, but when we get into questions, we have a handheld mic which we could use, please, so we can do the translation.
Typhoon Jukyugo Niyori Kazoku o Nakus Sarata Minasama ni Oku Yami Mushi Agimasu. Nihon tai Scotland no shai wa subarashikatta desu. Nihonjin no fighting spirit wa honto suoi desu. Ichinichi mo hayaku fuku shimasu yoni. Arigato. Right, let's go.
Okay, there we go.
No mic? No? Okay, right. Eddie, how tough is this selection on George Ford? And why have you made the decision to change that midfield now?
Well, George's in the 23.
He's starting now, is he?
Well, we have a starting and a finishing team. So he's going to finish for us instead of starting.
This is a World Cup quarter-final, Eddie. Just give us a sense of how gutted he is. He hasn't missed a tackle in the 3 games that he's started, and it's not the first time, is it, that he's been dropped on a really big World Cup game?
Well, I spoke to him this morning, and obviously he's disappointed, but he knows his role in the team. He's got an important role in the team, and that's how we've spoken all along. We've got a squad of 23. We look at it as a squad of 23. Everyone has a role to do. Yeah, we've left a lot of good players, 8 players out of a squad of 31, and they're all disappointed. But he's got a significant role for us to play.
Was this always the plan?
Sorry?
Was this always the plan?
Look, it's always a horses for courses situation in terms of selection. We're always looking to pick the right team for the right game, and we feel this is the best starting and finishing team for this game.
You've gone with Manu Nicola. He's played less than half of rugby since May. Is it a risk, and why did he get the nod over the team?
Well, he's been training exceptionally well. We feel that his experience and his ability to be influential within the team warrants his selection. Joe Mahl has been great for us, as has Ellis Gench, and again, it's a difficult selection.
You know you've had an extra Aussie in this week, and Ricky Stewart was see as unsettling as Michael Checker thought he might be for the rest of the squad.
Well, that's a lovely story you've cooked up. Yeah, Ricky and I are old mates. We've known each other for a long time. He presented jerseys to the Wallabies during my time as a Wallaby coach. I've known his strength and conditioning coach since 2007, and he wanted to come over and have a look at what we're doing. And as simple as that, as an exchange of ideas. And I was just telling Owen last night we stayed up until about 9 o'clock picking Ricky's brains. So I know you guys can get excited about it. So get excited, but there's not much. There's not much of a story there, guys.
What was he realistically able to do this week?
Well, I just explained what he did, but I'm happy to go through it again.
No, was he looking at training? Did he speak about the players? Did he speak about mentality? I mean, we only saw him standing at the side of the training room.
Yeah, it's just an exchange of ideas. We do it all the time. I think, if you look through the history of what we've done over these 4 years, we've invited coaches in all the time because we want to share their knowledge. We want to make sure we keep learning.
You've always said you want to be judged on the World Cup, so how ready is this group of players to be defined by possibly what goes on Saturday?
Well, I think you've got 8 teams. You've got the best 8 teams now in the world playing in 4 games. So we've worked 4 years to get here. We've done a lot of hard work. The players have been absolutely brilliant in terms of their preparation on and off the field, and we feel like we've prepared well for this game.
Eddie, you mentioned wanting to defend strongly in your comments in the press release. How much of Tuilagi moving to 12 is to combat some of the ready?
Look, we just feel that's the best combination for this week. You know, Serevi's a damaging ball carrier, and whoever they pick at 13, if they pick the other big Fijian boy, they've got two big ball carriers. But we believe we've got the defensive capabilities to handle them and cause them a few problems.
Would you be surprised if Jordan Pritaya played at 13, 19-year-old?
Depends if Wales Online's right or not. I'm not so sure how accurate that website is. So we'll just wait and see, mate. Look, yeah, we don't control what Australia pick, and whoever they pick, they'll have a strong side, they'll have a clever team. We know that they'll be well coached by Michael, and they'll be a good team, and we'll have to play well to beat them.
Eddie, can you talk about the choice of lock? Obviously, George has been a key line forward for you, but Courtney with huge experience.
Yeah, again, it's just one of those tough decisions. We've got 4 great locks in the squad. Yeah, we've got Jay Launchbury, he's played 60-odd tests, not even in the 23, and has been training outstandingly well. It just comes down to who we think's the best fit for this game.
You've got an exceptional record against Australia in 6 weeks out of 6. Do you think that's a big advantage going into this match, and they're mentally scarred because of that domination you've enjoyed over here?
Well, I think the great thing about the World Cup is that each game's just a game by itself, so whatever you've done in the past doesn't really affect what you're going to do on Saturday. And what we do know on Saturday is that we're going to be well prepared for the game. We've had a good physical prep, we've had a good tactical prep. The players are enjoying being in Japan, they're ready to go. And we know Australia will be the same, so it's going to be some sort of a game.
How big an advantage has it been to have this additional length of time to prepare because of the last game being cancelled?
Well, it's a bit like playing poker, isn't it? You know, you sit at a poker table and you get some cards and you got to deal with them. And so we got these cards and we tried to deal with it as well as we could. That's all we've tried to do.
Owen, can you just give us some idea of your emotions at this point as we build up to this narrow design that you described yesterday as do or die?
Not excited. It's obviously a big game as all games have been at the World Cup, and this is the next one. You know, it's a bit different now being in the knockout stages, but as Eddie said, you know, everybody's enjoying the time here, and we all can't wait for this one.
How do you feel about moving to fly half for this one, and when did you know?
Well, the team's been named today, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I've played fly half plenty of times before. I'm fine with playing fly half, and yeah, no, it's more about how I can fit into the team and hopefully get us in the place that we can perform well at the weekend.
Hi, can you talk about the midfield you picked and what you think they can bring, that combination, to this match?
Well, Australia defend a certain way, and we believe those 3 players can trouble their defence. And then defensively, we feel like it's a pretty strong 10, 12, 13 combination. And we know that Australia's a high possession team, they're a high phase team. You know, that's how they want to play, that's how their fans want them to play. So there's going to be a lot of defending in that area, and we believe those 3 guys are well equipped to handle it.
Hi, you said obviously you're very comfortable at fly half. Does it change the way you approach having Manu outside you, whether he's at 12 or 13, or do you still look to use him the same way?
Everything changes in every different situation. You use him in the best way you can do in that moment. You know, with different combinations, different plays, different setups completely. You know, you put the players in the position where they can do the most damage, and he can be pretty useful in them.
Eddie, you've got the kamikaze kids out again, and they're up against probably Protocol. Can you just talk about what you expect from your 2 against those people?
Oh, well, I think it's going to be a great contest. You know, Pocock's probably over the last 10 years been the foremost number 7 in the world. Hooper's a massively important player for Australia. He's a link player, takes the ball forward a lot once they get inside the opposition's 22. He's obviously a key leader for the team, but our two young boys are just getting better every game. Curry's improved his line-out jumping immensely over the last 6 or 8 weeks. Underhill's probably the most combative 7 I've seen for a long time. So, it's just going to be a battle at the breakdown, which is always is between a 6 and 7.
Eddie, is Jack Noel injured, and if so, how long do you see him being out for?
Jack is injured. He was the only guy in the 31 that wasn't available for selection, but we anticipate he'll be running fully by the weekend.
Any more questions? Oh, right there. The mic's just on the floor there somewhere.
Sorry, Eddie, can you just give an assessment of the Wallabies campaign so far? Has it been hard to get a read on them given the the many changes that they're making each year?
Look, we know about Australia. They're a great tournament side. I think Chick's done a really good job. I'm proud of the job he does. He's a good old mate of mine, and there'd be a bloke in the sky quite excited about Michael and I coaching against each other this week. So I'm sure he's having a few beers next to St. Peter now, looking at the situation. Look, they're a clever team. They play good rugby. They've improved their scrum and line out over the last 6 to 12 months considerably, and that makes them more difficult to beat.
Eddie, do you believe that England will have to play better than they have done so far this tournament, this defining game?
Well, I don't know how to answer that question, because you can only play as well as you need to play to win the game. And I think we've had 3 games, we've had 3 bonus point wins. We can't do more than that. Do we have to play better than that against Australia? Likelihood is yes, and we're prepared for that.
Okay, thank you very much.